Hey guys, I think I'm a little bit of a large sensor snob. I've been shooting the Hasselblad sensor, which is humongous for cityscapes and landscapes. For my professional work, I totally use full frame cameras. For my video work, I use full frame cameras. If I'm gonna go out and shoot on the street, I use something like an APS-C Ricoh GR small pocketable camera, or my APS-C Fujifilm cameras. I don't usually venture anything smaller than that, except for maybe my phone and my Pocket 3, which are 1-inch sensor. So I called my friends at B&H and I'm like, hey, these sensor sizes, you got anything kind of in between all of these? And they said, micro four thirds. And then I watched a bunch of videos and these influencers influencing, showing beautiful pictures and beautiful colors from OM System and Lumix. So I figured this channel is old enough and I've never tried or showcased micro four thirds on this channel. So thank you to B&H for sending over a OM Systems camera for 30 days so we can play with it. And at the end of 30 days, assess, is micro four thirds worthy? All right, let's see what the camera looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about what I asked for to try for this month. The first is the OM3, because I figured that kind of fits in with the vibe of this channel. Retro cameras like the Nikon ZF and also the X Pro 2. So we can compare full frame APS-C and the OM3. We then got a 12 to 45, which if my math is correctly is like a 24 to... Alexa, what's 45 times 2?
Times 2 is 90.
24 to 90. That's a good range. Mama! Then I figured we'd pick up a little like street prime. So we have the 17 millimeter, what is this? 1.8 version 2. And lastly is a zoom. The micro four thirds lenses are smaller than the full frame equivalent. The last one is the 40 to 150, which is the equivalent of an 80 to 300. That's math I can do right there. Oh look, it does the math right there for you. I didn't even notice. Does that do that in all of them? Yes, it does. 24 to 90, 34 millimeter equivalent. That's very cool. Now, OM System actually released another super zoom, which was released this year, but I decided to get the older one because it's smaller and black, and from what I've seen, the image quality probably is just as good. Again, I've never tried micro four thirds. This is the first time ever. And what's funny is I always wonder that people who own micro four thirds and YouTube channels that have micro four thirds, I feel like they're constantly trying to convince us that micro four thirds is the way to go. Especially Emily from Micro Four Nerds. I mean, come on, she's so convincing. She's the reason I'm here. And what intrigues me the most about micro four thirds is the size, honestly. I love small cameras. I know those of you that are regulars on this channel are sick of hearing that. I love my Ricoh GR. I love the Fujifilm X-E2 because it's smaller. And that's kind of where, if I'm not photographing an event or doing anything professional, I really just like to grab a tiny camera. Now with that said, I feel like the micro four thirds world needs smaller cameras. I see some of these Lumix GH9ers. Man, this is gonna be hard to learn all this. Now this camera, the OM3, actually has a lot of the same features as the OM System flagship, the OM1 Mark II, I believe it's called. Again, guys, I apologize. I'm so new to this right here. That's part of the reason it's exciting. So feel free in the comments, you OM System, gurus and you micro four thirds loyalists, to give me some suggestions in the comments below. Ooh, there it is right there. Oh, we got an overhead camera. Hey, feels kind of nice in the hand. First thing I'm noticing is the back screen has nice leatherette feel to it. It's a little hard to grip, I guess because it doesn't have a front grip. Very much like the Nikon ZF, but it is small. Let's check out the micro four thirds sensor. Oh, that's pretty nice. Let's check out the dials. Oh yeah, the dials feel nice. Look at this, the shutter is on. That's a cool, oh, let's see what else. I'm distracted by the camera. Let's see what else we have in here. All right, inside we have a USB-C cable, which is for image transfer and also for charging the camera. You also get a little OM system strap. I probably won't be using that because I use straps that are detachable in case I want to use a wrist strap. I also like that it's OM, like Omar. Whoa, whoa, this battery is big for the camera. All right, so I like the build of the top and also the screen and this leatherette. This feels a little plasticky here. Let's do the door flippy test. Okay, it passes the cheap door sounding test, so that sounds pretty good. It's also weather sealed. These Olympus cameras have really good weather sealing, so around this battery door, there's a nice gasket. This is also, do we put the SD card in here as well? Doesn't look like it. That's good. That's always a bummer when it's in the same, oh, it's on the side. Hey, that's very cool. Single card slot, to be expected with just a fun little family cam. This viewfinder seems a lot bigger than what we're used to here on Fujifilm. You see like the viewfinder seems to be a little bigger. Don't know about resolution and stuff, but at least the eyepiece looks kind of large. No joystick. The three little, you got your photo, your video, and your slow motion settings. I find that kind of interesting that there's only three, like this dial does nothing except those three things. Interestingly, on some Fujifilm cameras, the dial on the left controls ISO and spins all the way around, and the drive dial to change different modes is right underneath, which I always liked. It was kind of like a little hidden physical switch. Also, I like the camera to turn on single-handedly. Like if I'm walking around and it's off, I like to be able to flick it on. Even the little Ricoh GR, without looking, you can kind of feel for the button and it's on. If you see a moment, I like single-handed control. So that's something I'm noticing too. You just have to get used to using your other hand to switch on the camera. Also interesting, the shutter is on this front dial. That's a really cool design. I like that. I've never seen that before. This dial, this rear dial, I guess can be, it says it's zoom here, but I'm assuming you can make that anything you want. Oh man, that sounds great. Listen. Yeah, these guys turn great. Oh, that's nice. I like a dial that completely flips, you know, continuously, doesn't have a dead end. And I also like that you can lock it. Some cameras have you have to unlock the dial by pushing and then turning. For example, the Nikon drive mode does that. So this is kind of nice that you can leave it unlocked at all times, and when you really want to lock it, you can lock it as opposed to locking being the default. There's a little record button here, a function button on the front. We also have some kind of no landscapers. Oh my gosh, never fails. The landscapers arrived when I was in the middle of a sentence. All right, let's take a look at these lenses and how small they are. We'll start with the smallest one. And also, I wonder if the mount is clockwise or counterclockwise. Yeah, all right, let's put it on, see what it looks like. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Let's see. Where's the little mark? Little mark. First time putting Micro Four Thirds. It is clockwise, like your Canon, like your Sony, like your Fujifilm. Oh my gosh, that feels really nice. So, yeah, we're gonna need a grip or something here. I don't know if they sell grips for these guys, but it's not that easy to hold. But I'm assuming if you had, like, I'll probably use this on a neck strap, and then probably, okay, cool. Next, the 12 to 45 f4. F4. Oh, you get a lens pouch. Oh, nice lens pouch. I don't usually use these, but it's nice to have one just in case you're traveling. It's always nice to put the lenses in those instead of your socks. Small. Look how small this is. Oh, little teeny tiny lens hood. So cute. That's a great range for travel. We're used to 24 to 70s. This is a 24 to 90. That's way more useful. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. Oh, but the power switch is on this side. We have a big mama here, which would be great for wildlife and also landscapes. So I'm interested to see what a super zoom looks like. My one main, oh, this is a nice lens pouch. Look at that. Oh, spoilers, the lens pouch is small. Hey. Okay, we got a little styrofoam and the lenses. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. He's so little. He's little. Ooh. Hey, that is really small. All right, how much does it extend? No way, no way. Internal. This must be really weather sealed then. So there's internal zoom. That means that, wow, that's great. Here's the little teeny tiny mount. Oh my gosh, how cute. Let's compare that to a full frame mount. Here is the Nikon 24-70 2.8 lens, and this is a zoom that goes the equivalent of 80-300. And yeah, look at their mounting differences there. Pretty substantial. So let's see, this probably is not going to balance so well on the OM3. I think that this is probably a lot better for their OM1 Mark II, which is a kind of like grippier camera. But who cares? Who cares? We are a retro landscape photographer. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We got a little lens collar. All right, could you please share your Micro Four Thirds journey or experience in the comments below, because I'm a complete newbie and I think it's gonna be fun this month to play around with a Micro Four Thirds camera and give it a fair shake. And if you have the OM3 itself, give me some settings tips. I'll really appreciate it. All right, I'll see you guys next time.